How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with some channel updates. How about that? Channel updates for the new year for you, for the new people, or old people, or whatever. Yeah, decided to do a channel update. Today is actually New Year's Eve 2017. I just got finished posting pretty much all my end of year videos yesterday. Actually, great reception. A lot of people fucking commenting on them, reaching out, talking to me about them. So I'm kind of pumped about it, to be perfectly honest with you. I put a lot of time into that shit. I kind of stripped down my videos to where it's just, I hit record, I end record, post it. So when I actually put effort into actually like production and all that stuff, it kind of is weird because people enjoy it, but shit takes too long. You know, I'd rather put out more videos than kind of less videos and better production. Anyway, that's not what this is about. First things first. 2017 was awesome. I just got to start off with viewership. You guys are awesome. I've grown by leaps and bounds this year. Everybody cool that has reached out and fucking just commented. You know what I mean? Started conversations, whether they've been lighthearted arguments, the whole nine. Fantastic. Across the board. It's kind of the reason why I do this shit. You know, in the grand scheme of things, I do it because I like it. But when you have people kind of, you know, chime in and kind of keep your kind of engine running, it's a little bit easier to kind of keep doing these things. So I super appreciative. I don't monetize my channel. There's nothing out there that actually makes me a buck. So it's just me having fun drinking beers that I buy, that people send me, yada, yada, yada. So to you out there, the fine folks of the internets, thank you very much. What else do we have going on? I'm probably going to do a little less beer reviews. I'm probably maybe post like 5 days a week instead of 7. That's because shit's getting hectic. I'm getting married in the spring. I'm moving and all this stuff. I'm sure I'll try to keep things up and up, but you never know what's going on. So just keep that in the back of your head. If you start seeing a little less from me, it's not because I don't want to do it. It's just because shit's getting crazy. So that is what it is. And the big portion of the show is podcasts. I have a podcast channel now that I used to have before. Let me talk about that. So, first thing first, a lot of people, a decent amount of people have actually kind of reached out to me and be like, hey man, can I get some of your stuff in podcast form? Most of it is the editorial stuff or my year event stuff. Basically when I go on a fucking crazy bonkers rant about shit. Those are the things that people typically want. When it comes in a podcast form, because you don't really need to see me. I mean, I got a beautiful face. Who doesn't want to look at this while you're watching a video? But it's a little bit easier to deal with a podcast when it comes to this stuff. But I've fought it for a while. And then leading up to the kind of winter months, you know, I was kind of lamenting the fact that I don't do my old radio show anymore. For those that don't know, or those that don't care, but now do care, I used to have a radio show. It was pretty fucking kick-ass, you know what I mean? It was a local terrestrial radio show on, like, the airwaves, FM, AM, all that kind of stuff. And basically, it was just an hour-long radio show. It was called Beer Geeks Radio Hour, not my name. I inherited it from somebody else. Super cool dude, but name, never a fan of it. It was awesome, you know what I mean? Basically, had brewers call in, and they would call in, and we would do an interview with them. They basically would open the show, drink a couple beers, talk about beer news. And then in between commercial breaks, because it's regular radio, they would call in and we do an interview and then close the show after the last commercial break, kind of recapping the interview and just kind of chit-chatting and all that kind of stuff. It was usually a group of us. Awesome time. Always had a blast. We had some amazing brewers on. You know, Jim Koch from Sam Adams. You know, Augie Carton from Carton Brewing, JC from Trillium, Dean from Treehouse, Coronado Brewing, Rare Barrel, you know, Boulevard Brewing, like so many breweries. It was like insane. Funky Buddha, the amount of brewers that we had on there from various different breweries around the country was amazing. Whether it be small, big, hipster, not. It was just a great time to actually connect with brewers. And that show ended about almost 2 years ago. And those files have been kind of lost in the ether. Just kind of sitting out there with no one to listen. Because it was, you know, a podcast account. And I wasn't in charge of it, technically. And it just kind of just lost our way. And with the combination of people asking me to put some of this stuff I do out there in podcasts, I've resurrected that and basically moved forward with a different channel. Basically what it is going to be content that Derek from the radio show, is still going to do some stuff with me, but it's all going to be internet-based, podcast-based, and we're going to start doing stuff moving forward. I'm going to post some of my editorial stuff on there, or all my editorial stuff on there. I'm going to post some of my year-end stuff is all going to go on there. I'm going to post, probably going to post some reviews. I'm not sure if I'm going to post every day, maybe cherry pick a couple here and there. But the big thing is we're actually going to have the actual archive of all those brewery reviews. I mean, we're talking like over 100 interviews with brewers in the same channel. But it's not going to be Beer Geeks Radio anymore. The name had to change, and plus, like I said, I wasn't a big fan. So the podcast is actually called Beer Massif. Yes, you heard me right. It's Massif, not Massive. Instead of Massive Beer Reviews, it's Beer Massive. It's B-E-E-R. And then it's M-A-S-S-I-F. What's Beer Massive? Obviously, it's kind of a flip of Massive Beers and Beer Massive. But actually, I came up with a couple different names when I was originally starting my YouTube channel. Beer Massif was the big one. I used to belong to a community back in the day that had to do with music and stuff like that. And the word Massif was involved. And I always kind of enjoyed that. I mean, it's a mountain called Massif. And it just kind of made sense, Beer Mountain, whatever. In my own brain, it kind of worked. So I figured I'd use that as the name. And you can get out there and with podcast form on iTunes, Stitcher, the whole nine, and listen to pretty much my ramblings, the old ramblings of me with friends and brewers and all that stuff. There's so much content on there, you have no idea. Awesome stuff. Like I said, the amount of brewers on there. You actually get into the older ones. I'm not even involved, so it's basically the archive of that stuff in the stuff we're going to be doing moving forward. So here's the deal. I don't do this for money. You know what I mean? I don't do this for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't monetize my YouTubes, all that stuff. Go on there. Subscribe. 5-star that shit. Go on the iTunes. iTunes is the big one. Go in there, subscribe. Like I said, it was under Beer Geeks Radio Hour. But now it's under Beer Massive, B-E-E-R, and then M-A-S-S-I-F. Go in there and subscribe and rate. 5 stars. Do all that shit. I don't ask you for much, but I ask you to do that. And let's kind of drive this up, and let me get this going so I can do a couple of things audio-wise. I know you guys are sick looking at my face, so I'm going to try to drive that bus to wherever it may go and see what's happening. And if it works out, it works out. I'm still going to post stuff to it. It doesn't take much effort. I want to thank, actually, Nerd Sense for kind of giving me a nudge. A bunch of people gave me a nudge, but today he's like, you should put some of this stuff in podcasts. I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? I'm like, maybe I'll do that. So thank you very much, guys. And yeah, go check it out. It's good stuff, man. Not just stuff that I did, but in general, the brewer interviews in itself from years past just deserve to be out there. That's one of the reasons why I did this, is kind of resurrect all that stuff. I kind of felt bad that there was a lot of awesome content from a lot of different brewers kind of answering questions and doing the whole nine. I was just kind of stuck. No one could listen to it because it wasn't like available, because it was in like a non-paid account, so they only showed like three of those interviews out of like hundreds. So yeah, go check it out, and subscribe to that. Let me know what you think too. Let me know what you want to see on that, an audio format of things. Whether you want to see us kind of translate a lot of what you see on this channel over there, or if you're on there and you see that we're kind of missing holes or there's room to be explored, let us know. Like I said, we're going to move forward. We'll still do the brewer interview thing on there, but do a lot of kind of different kind of stuff, whether it be the editorial stuff or kind of roundtable stuff. We'll get that up there and just give you guys another outlet in order to kind of get all kinds of fun beer content and all that kind of thing. So there you go. A little channel update, a little plug for the old podcast realm, and there you go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed a fantastic 2017. Again, moving forward to 18, hopefully it's just as awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little recap, and hopefully talk to you soon. Cheers.